sure. I told him, I said, no matter what the outcome is, go out and give me 100% the whole thing.
Hello everyone, this is Calvin Castine. We're outside of Maxey Hall on the Potsdam State Campus in beautiful downtown Potsdam. We're here on a chilly November 7th, the day after Election Day 1990, for regional competition in New York State Class C soccer. The Northeastern Clinton Central School Cougars, 11-5-1 overall, 8-5-1 on regular season, will be playing the Norwood-Norfolk Flying Ends, representing Section 10. Yellow and green familiar colors, the Northern Adirondack Bobcats that the Cougars beat in the sectional finals to get here also wear those school colors. We're turning the microphone over to the lovely and talented Gabrielle Giroux to give us the lineups for both clubs.
Okay, for the NCCS lineup, Chad Van Heusen is our goalie today. Dale Swagger is number 20. Todd LaFountain is number 10. Mike Fay is number 19. Craig Shinbear is number 7. Rob Musso is number 5. Travis Carey is number 22. Kurt Weierstahl is number 15. John Babby is number 6. Eric Young is number 26. Marcel Jeanette is number 12. Our subs are Jeremy Agor, number 16. James Matton, number 18. Joel Matton, number 8. Andy Brown, number 23. Scott Favreau, number 21. Tim Superna, number 13, Corey Duto, number 17, Jason Fillion, number 11, Ben Favreau, number 4, and Chris Dubuque, number 24, and our coach is Mr. John Turco.
And now here's John Dyer.
Starting today for the Norwood-Norfolk Flyers in goal, Craig Walker, and defense number 3, Matt Averill, and number 45, Mike McDougall, number 33, Brian Cook, number 17, Craig Ledger. Number 2, Brian Gushlaw. Number 24 is Kim Walker. Number 4 is Jonathan Billings. Number 16 is Sean Hicken. Number 44 is Scott Coda. Number 42 is Dan Almassy. Number 52 is Tom Phillips. The subs today are number 6, Gabe Hinckley. Number 7, Ben Todd. Number 8, Eric Fanning. Number 11, Chad Ledoux. Number 12 is Steve Clark. Number 14 is Jeremy Green. Number 18 is Jason Shannon. Number 25 is Josh Cook. Number 30 is Jeff McMahon. Number 32 is Mark Mullen. And the coach is John Hazen.
Thank you, John. So we have a couple of Johns for coaches today. John Turco and John Hazen. And going on just to the west of us is the Shazy game. They're in the D sectional regional games. They're playing a team from Madrid, Waddington. Sam Castine is there giving coverage to that. So watch for it on a TV set near you real soon. A little chilly. They're expecting up to 3 inches of snow, according to the weather report, so they're going to start this game a little bit early. Action is underway with Norwood in white and the Cougars in maroon. Norwood said they were dispatched in the baseball playoffs by Northern Adirondack, and we ran into the Norwood-Norfolk team as they beat Gary Finney's Sable team in the regionals here at Maxey Hall last March. So making it to regional competition is something that's apparently routine at Norwood-Norfolk, an area known for their firemen's band that's played at the White House. Referees are both from Section 10. In girls competition, they're using one of each ref from each section, and the boys are using Section 10 refs. Flying ends were 6-7-1 in league competition. Northeastern at 8-5-1. That's a little misleading because two of those W's are against Beekmantown, and Beekmantown did not compete. So actually Northeastern in regular season play and games played was 6-5-1. So coming off their 11-0-3 season last year in CVAC, it was a slide, but they are now a C school. They used to be Class B. Class C is under 500 students, and Class B is over 500. The Cougars were always a small B school. Now they are a large C school, and no reason why they can't make a habit of getting to the sectionals. They don't have a football team. They have a very successful cross-country team that obviously takes a lot of speedy athletes away. I think both boys and girls took the Class C title in cross-country this year. But there's no reason why Northeastern boys can't have a long reign as Section 7 Class C champions. And a good, strong rivalry with our neighbors to the west, the Bobcats from Northern Adirondack. Last year, Northeastern unbeaten in the regular season, and they were derailed in the first round of the playoffs. And that's always a danger when you're unbeaten. And now Plattsburgh High was unbeaten this year, and they've made it to the sectional title. And they're playing today in St. Lawrence, at St. Lawrence College. And the Shazy Class D champs, as we said, are playing near us here at Potsdam State. In girls action, Sable Valley defeated Northeastern girls in semifinal action, then went on to defeat the Bobcat girls in the finals. And Sable was eliminated yesterday by Canton. The Plattsburgh High girls took a win. And Shazy girls lost to Parishville Hopkinton. So as of right now, only one of the three Section 7 teams has advanced. Winner here plays Bohersville, a team near the Albany area, and a highly ranked team from what we've heard. Carey kicks it to center field. 4 fullbacks. The Flying Ends would appear to be a defense-oriented team. They play 4-3-3. So with 4 men deep, they apparently keep a strong defense and probably use that to keep the ball upfield. The old adage, a good defense is a good offense, is true in a lot of sports. Kept in by Shenbear. Shenbear looking for Swigert. Back to Shenbear. He looks over to LaFountain. Gets by Jeanette. And Van Heusen out to pick it up. We had number 44 on the ball, Scott Coda. Overall, a few conflicting records according to what we read in the paper. The Flying Ends are either 9-9-2 or 10-8-1. Today's newspaper said both records, so one of those is probably correct, although they could probably both be wrong. Cougars 11-5-1 overall. But again, 2 of those 11 wins are against Beatontown, and those are games that weren't played, so actually 9-5-1 on the field, which is a good season. They'd like to make it 10-5-1 today. No call on that. Brian Cook, number 33, being a little aggressive. No, there's a call. There's a kick for the Cougars. Kicked in. Schweigert trying to track it down. Young kicks it up. Kept in, shot, Van Heusen grabs. That's been the biggest threat thus far. Nice shot. Picked up field by Carey. Taken by Billings. Billings, the top player on the team for Norwood. He's a first team All-Star in the Northern Athletic Conference in the BC division. With that B division, C's and D's are grouped together, the B's are separate. Billings, the first team All-Star. Second team All-Stars include Matt Averill, Brian Cook, and Sean Hicken. And Norwood team, although they had a 6-7-1 record, they beat a highly ranked Canton team and a big upset to get here. So they're obviously playing well, but the Cougars were not the least bit hurt to find that they'd be as young coming in for Shenver. Cougars' feelings were not hurt when they found out they'd be playing this team instead of Canton. Back to Van Heusen. Kicks it up for Schweigert. Over to Young. To make that Andy Brown. I think I might have said Andy Young earlier. Andy Brown. Back to Jeanette. And Carey on the ball. Ball hasn't been midfield very much. I don't know if Mussol's even touched it. The center halfback. Thrown in, looking for LaFountain. Fay will chase it down, takes a shot. And it's grabbed by the goalie, Walker. Nice view up here overall. I'm in the bleachers. Northeastern School Bus parked alongside the drive out there. Swigert brings it up. Oh, a little shirt pulling. Little shirt pulling there. He was grabbed from behind. Tuck your shirt in, less chance of that happening. Although they don't see that happen very often, where a player will do that. Carey will toss it in, looks for Swigert. Swigert with a shot. Walker knocks it down. LaFountain on the ball. Ball's loose. Fay over. And a defensive rule. Kept up. That was, I believe, Wirestall, I believe, kicked that up. Hard to see the numbers from across the field. Brown. Young knocks it loose. Babby over to get it. Jeanette helping out. Babby brings it up, kicks it up. Shot is over the top. While we're thinking of it, we want to thank Chad Van Heusen and Dale Swigert for coming over in the girls' game against Au Sable and offering their play-by-play commentary. We're always open to that if you want to come over and help out. We're looking for help. We can cover a lot more if we get some help here and there. The Cougar hockey team is pretty good about that. The youth league, we make a camera available, and Chad Van Heusen does a lot of play-by-play with them. Donnie Schinbear has done probably the most camera work for them, although there's been others. And they're able to cover a lot of things that we otherwise wouldn't be able to cover. So we'd like to do more, but there's only so many places we can be at once, and that's usually 2 places. Sam, as we said, right now is covering the Shazy game. I'm here, but there's a lot of other things going on throughout the year. Plus, now and then I like to not be taping somewhere. I like to see my family once in a while, so there are a lot of things going on that other people could tape for us, and we'd be more than happy to use it. So if you'd like to help out with a microphone or would like to tape to get your coverage on Hometown Cable, we'd be very glad to work with you. So keep that in mind. We'd definitely like to see more community involvement. We appreciate the patrons, and we're closing in, and as of right now, on the 300 mark for viewer patrons. And we need a lot more of them, but we also need physical help too. So keep that in mind. Cougar throw in. Musso will toss it. Northeastern corner kick, looks like Musso. Shot is loose. Brown couldn't get a foot on it. Nice job by Walker. Used his body and protected the ball until he was able to grab it. A big chance there for the Cougars, but Walker saved the day. Hoyerstall kicks it up. Young heads it up for Swigert. Swigert has Brown on a wing, kicked back by the defense. Carey kicks it up for Brown. And Norwood takes over. Norwood throw in by number 17. Don't have a number 7. Oh, we do. Ledger. Craig Ledger to throw in. Shot is saved by Van Heusen. Quite a few faithful here. Quite a few faithful made the trip down. Long drive. 90 miles or so. Billings with a shot. It's wide. Young kicks it up. Billings on the ball. Kicked out by, I believe it was Babby. Kicked up in the air over the top. Hoyerstall was nervous on that one. Almost kicked it in. We're in Section 10 area, and Norwood just maybe 6 miles from here. just down the road a piece. So this is almost like a home game for him. Musso kicks it up. Fay kick back down. Wire stalled. Fountain down, back on his feet. Trip. White kick. Have a whistle, push off. About midway through the first half, no score. Cougars and the Flyers from Norwood-Norfolk.
Halfway, coach. 20 minutes.
And we just heard the gentleman down by the score clock telling the coaches it's halfway through, so we're midway through the first half with no score in this regional game. Winner goes against Vaughersville. New York State Regional Competition, Section 10, Section 7. Cougars' first trip to section play in Class C. Their first year as a Class C school. Carey brings it up. Musso tosses it in. The Fountain. The Fountain had 9 goals during the year, 13 for Swigert. They're the top 2 scorers for the Cougars. Flyers with a corner kick. Van Heusen punches it. That was going to go right in. Van Heusen. Smart goalie. We're fairly confident Chad Van Heusen will be playing some junior college soccer next season. We know we've seen some people scouting him. A lot of scouts at games like this. Once you get to the sectionals and then beyond to the regionals, you get a lot of attention. So it's good for an athletic program, and if a couple kids go on and do play a little soccer in college, it encourages the next guys coming around. Brown with a trip, and it'll be a white kick. Jeanette gets a foot on it. Young kicks it up. Musso on the ball. Gets it to LaFountain and taken away by the Flyers. White throw-in. There'll be no ties today. They have to have a winner. And losing to AuSable, Northeastern girls went to overtime. Norwood's been keeping the ball down at their end here, threatening the Cougars. You see 6 people back here. They have 3 back right at midfield, ready to kick that ball back in when the Cougars get it up. There's a shot, that's wide. This game being broadcast on radio station WSSN here in Potsdam. We ran into them yesterday. Cougar throw-in. Agor tosses it to Carey. Ran into them yesterday at the girls' regionals in the Canton AuSable game. And they did a fine job in the first half, and we left to go do the gymnastics, and Sam Castine took over the second half, and during that second half they stood up. So we ended up with very low audio. They were sitting down and a microphone was between them. They did a fine job in the first half, and they did a fine job in the second half, but the only trouble was we couldn't hear them. So we're not going to take any chances today. We're going to provide our own commentary. And in fact, I believe the same results are going to be for the entire Shazy girls game with very low play-by-play audio on it. You would have seen that by the time this gets on. What can happen when you have 2 referees from the same section in the game is not that anybody's going to favor anybody, but if they've come up against these teams, and I'd imagine they've refereed several games for these teams, you see things happen out there and you say, well, that's just the way they play, and you don't blow the whistle all the time. You say that's just the way they play, where somebody who's not familiar with them would say, there's an infraction, I'm going to blow the whistle, and somebody else says, let it go. So familiarity can play a subconscious part here in something like this in refereeing. White trip or red kick. Musso kicks it up. Hasn't gotten too cold yet. We were anticipating freezing. Of course, we're here with a winter coat, sweatshirt, and long johns on, but even with all that, we've been cold before. But thus far, it's not too uncomfortable. No wind, that's a big factor. I believe it was a handball called. Carey looking for Brown, kicked back by the Flyers. Shenver. There's a lot of noise at the other field. Gary kicks it up for Brown. Gary looks tired. Tosses it in. Norwood passing the ball well.
That's number 9.
Norwood fans looking for a trip, but before you call a trip in the penalty area, it better be a flagrant play. It looked like a clean play. White kick. Carey kicks it up. Fountain with a shot. He went down.
You leave your goal.
Fay fighting for it. Jeanette to Carey. Back to Fay. No hand. Jeanette keeps set up. Swigert on the ball. Over to Shenver. Norwood kick. We're in the closing minutes of the first half with no score in this sectional contest, regional contest actually. Section 7 champion Northeastern Clinton Central School and Section 10 champion Norwood-Norfolk. It's NNCS against NCCS. Norwood-Norfolk Central School, NNCS. And a lot of gold and green fans here today, as we said, about 6 miles away from their school. If not 6, certainly no more than 10 miles away. Van Heusen. Shot again to Van Heusen. Van Heusen's had a little more camera time than his opposing goalie has. I'm sure Van Heusen would like to have as little camera time as possible. I want to remind everyone of you out there who has not yet become a viewer patron to please do so. We need all the support we can get and urge your friends to join you. Also, let our advertisers know that you're watching our commercials. That's why they're putting them on. Because they expect people to be watching them. Closing minutes. First half. Van Heusen throws it out. White trip. Eric Young will kick it up. Also known as Tank Young. We're counting down in about 5 seconds here. The 10-second countdown will be starting. First half ends with Northeastern Clinton Central School and Norwood-Norfolk scoreless. New York State Regional Competition will continue on Hometown Cable.
What's your coach's name, sir?
A lot of green and white faces here cheering on the Flyers. All painted up for the ball game. The first half, the Flyers outshot the Cougars 13-5. And the Cougars are going to have to turn that around in the second half. But if it's based on number of fans at the game, being in their backyard, Norwood obviously has the advantage. Looks like bad news over in the other field. Looks like Shazy has just been scored on. It's the first cheering of that nature we've heard, so it might be 1-0 in the Shazy-Madrid-Waddington game over there. Todd LaFountain apparently explained to the ref about the shirt pulling going on out there. The ref says he hasn't seen any of that. Flurries. We have snow flurries here as we get set for the start of the second half. With 3 inches in the forecast. This could be the start of something big in the snow. In the snow area. No score. Northeastern Clinton and Norwood-Norfolk Section 7, champion Cougars. Section 10, champion Norwood. Regional competition. Winner plays for Wearsville. Red throw-in. Musso will toss it in. Kicked up by Babby. Push. A red kick. Musso looking for the 10 yards. And now Carey calls him off. Make that Travis Carey will kick it. Right to Walker. Walker kicks it up. Shinbear.
Oh, what's that? What's that?
Northeastern throw-in. Ladies and gentlemen, we keep reading about 30 years ago in a newspaper, Rick Frisbee. 30 years ago, I believe he was a junior at Westport, and if you look in the 30 years ago section of the newspaper in the sports pages, you'll see Rick Frisbee's name now and then. A star at Westport Central School in the early 60s, 1962 graduate, I believe. Norwood on the attack, and Young kicks it out. He gets it over to Musso. Feels like the temperature is dropping. I think Larry Labarge is lost. He's looking for the Shazy game. Must be halftime over there. Here's Jackie Mock, so Shazy fans wandering over here at halftime. Flyers on the attack, Van Heusen out to get it. Van Heusen kicks it up to midfield. Shenver, a little shove. And Carey kicks it up. Finds Swigert. Swigert over to LaFountain. And kicked up by Weierstahl. Number 4, Jonathan Billings for Norwood, their big scorer. And Van Heusen throws it out.
How you doing?
Out the fade. LaFountain. Carey kicks it up. We have checked, and a halftime score in the Shazy game is 1-0, the Eagles trailing. Flurry started almost exactly when the halftime, second half began. And according to the weather report, we could have accumulation by the time this game is completed. And temperature is dropping. It's a lot chillier now than it was half an hour ago. Carey behind Swigert. Swigert kicks it up.
What do you play? Wait, what time do you play? You play this one here. And who looks like the controller here? The white neck?
And here's with the grab. A little company there from Scott Coda, number 44. About 10 minutes gone in the second half with no score.
Okay. All right. We'll see you later.
Tank Young kicks it up. Long shot, Van Heusen over to watch it.
Yeah, a couple minutes ago, yeah. There's one shot. quarterfinals. So we were up 1-0 a few minutes ago. And they scored and the ball never went across the thing. And the new lefty kid wasn't in. We played the ball out and we played it off. New lefty kid take control and they shift us to we'll take court.
Firestall on the ball, brings it up.
Sam Nelson was up there. He thought that
Back for Babby, kicks it up.
What is your record?
Loser will call it a year. Winner will advance and play Vahursville. Kept in, shot is in, yes! Yes! Shenberg gets the assist. The shot was so quick, I'm not sure. It looked like it might have been LaFountain. Shenberg with a beautiful assist. Got the ball back. And the Cougars score first. It's 1-0 Northeastern. We're getting the official results here. And seem to think it was Swigert. So Swigert from Shenbear and Northeastern leads. We have, we'd guess, about 28 to 25 minutes to go in the game. Agor down. Levin Hoyt. And Carey will kick it up. Wirestall brings it up. White kick. About 25 to go in the first half. And Houston grabs it. Takes his time. Kicks it up.
Yeah, I didn't get this. But there's I see if they still Good luck. I'll make it. Listen, you stay in trouble, huh?
White throwing. Flakes are getting bigger. Still don't see any accumulation. Walker kicks it up. Looks for Swigert. Looking for a hand on that one. Weierstahl boots it up. And Jeanette with a kick.
Come on now. This side.
Shot to Van Heusen. Favreau in for Northeastern. Scott Favreau, or two Favreaus. There's Scott Favreau and Ben Favreau. Northeastern kick. Young kicks it up. Swigert keeps it in. Keeps the ball alive. Tripped up and Walker grabs it. Agor on the ball. Brown looking to help out. Van Heusen. He'll kick it up. Billings on the attack. Shoots. It's in. We're tied. Jonathan Billings has scored. First team All-Star in the NAC, Northern Athletic Conference, and he scores. And it's a 1-1 ball game here. We're about midway through the second half. Billings with the goal, and Chad Ledoux getting the assist for Norwood-Norfolk. It's all tied up, about 20 minutes remaining in regulation time. And that dreaded word overtime is back into the picture. I never minded overtime when I was being paid time and a half for it, but I don't like overtime at soccer games, and it's cold out. But it makes for interesting viewing. Agor tosses it in, finds Brown. A Fountain. Sticks with it. They're using 3 officials today, one by the score clock. 2 on the field. Kept up by Babby. Over to Swigert. Brown looks to center it. And Favreau giving chase over on the far side. Billings again. Comes in on Van Heusen, and Van Heusen with a save. I think Billings should have shot a little earlier. Took it too far in, and Van Heusen was able to cut the angle on him. Billings, I think, should have taken a shot a little bit quicker. By the time he put the brakes on, Van Heusen had the angle on him. Musso over to throw it in. White hold. Play a drop. Whoa. A drop. Well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and so is holding, I guess. Northeastern obstruction. Terry throws it in, looking for Favreau. Right throw in. White kick. And here's an out to get it. Swigert builds it up ahead. Brown on the ball. Musso keeps it up, gets it back to Brown, back to Musso. Cougars passing. Musso with a shot, it's long and wide. The press reporter today is Greg Claus. Nice to see somebody with a little experience in the area covering today's game. The guy they had covering the semifinals didn't have any sense of history on this team. We mentioned the Cougar team from a few years ago that won only one game. Billings on the ball, Van Heusen knocks it loose. Young kicks it back up. And then said the Cougars had ascended to this year's 8-5-1 regular season record, but he had no idea that last year they were unbeaten and they were the CVAC champions going into the sectionals. 11-0-3 last year. Also, Musso will toss it in. And he'll toss it in again. White throw in. To Van Heusen. Red kick, shot by Carey. Walker picks it up. Push. Van Heusen. Another shot wide. About 10 minutes to go in the game. Billings' shot is just wide, and he had Coda there ready to kick it in. Brown. Mosso brings it up. Pushed off the ball. The red kick. Apparently none of the Norwood fans saw the push. Can't be they had the right angle. Weierstall kicks it up. Brown keeps it in. Style coming to get it, and kicked out by White. Coda on the attack. Coda brings it wide, shoots, hits on back of Babby. His shot is over the top. Hey, leaps over Walker. Walker comes out to get it. Ball comes to midfield. Coda on it. Jeanette looking for Carey. Back to Jeanette. Snow falling steady, but we haven't seen anything accumulating yet. Picked up. We heard the radio announcer for WSSN here, 99 FM in Potsdam, were covering the game. Announcer John Dyer complaining at halftime about the early start, about 10-15 minutes earlier. We're showing this game on videotape, and it'll be shown a long time after the completion, but when you're covering it live and you have people expecting to tune in at 2 o'clock and it starts at 10 of, it's that'd be a little frustrating from their angle, but I can certainly understand them wanting to get this game going early. The referees are here, the two teams are here, and snow on the horizon. Better to get it started. Schenver. Billings with a shot, Van Heusen with a grab. Carey tosses it in. It's to Schenver. Whichever team loses will be extremely disappointed, but they forget for the moment the excitement of having that sectional banner. All the other schools in the section would like to be here. And Musso back on his feet. Young will kick it up. Carey. Swagert. Fountain. I'd say certainly less than 5 minutes to go in regulation time. 1-1 to score. Norwood-Norfolk and Northeastern Clinton. Regional competition. Class C. While on an adjacent field, Shazy and Madrid-Waddington going at it in the D regionals. Winner here plays Bohersville for the right to go to the state semifinals. And Northeastern kick. Getting a little physical out there. Firestall up the side to Fay. Chips it up ahead, looking for Swigert. Five seconds to go. We're going to overtime. It's 1-1 at the end of regulation time. Northeastern Clinton and Norwood-Norfolk will continue. The first of two 10-minute overtimes. And if we're still tied, we'll continue. Somebody has to win. Both teams have to be a little bit chilly. Cold days like this, girls are smart enough to put their sweatpants on underneath their shorts, but boys, I think, want to show how tough they are, so that doesn't even cross their mind. Boy, throwing. And as it starts to get colder, it's a little harder to hold a steady camera as you start to shiver here. It'll look like the Oakland San Francisco World Series game, Game 3, the earthquake. It gets much colder. Shoot, and we're just about a minute and a half into the first overtime period, and Norwood has scored. It's 2-1, but we're going to play two overtimes, so don't go away. Chad Ledoux, who assisted on the first goal, gets a goal here, and it's 2-1 for Norwood. On the attack again, it's wide. Belling shoots to Van Heusen. Schenver finds Carey over to Swigert. And Swigert kicks it up. Shot. Ball is loose in front. Too many white shirts. The red kick on the whistle. No hand. White kick on the trip. kick. Northeastern comes out to get it. He grabs. Northeastern got here with a victory over the Northern Adirondack Bobcats. The Cougars were top seeded in the sectionals. Finished with the third best record in the CVAC this year. It's like an offsides whistle. Behind Peru and the unbeaten Plattsburgh team. So Northeastern, defending CVAC champions, put in another strong year. Van Heusen kicks it up. Young kicks it, hits it to the side. Young will take it into the corner. Keeps it in. To Swigert. Works around looking for some help. Gives it up to the side. Moves over to get it. Fountain brings it up. And Walker smothers the ball. And here's an out to get it. Off Fountain. And Van Heusen grabs it. Throws it out to the wing. Schenberg finds it. And Hoyt throwing. Closing minutes of the first of two overtimes. Norwood leading Northeastern 2-1. And Heusen kicks it out.
Fifteen.
15 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6,
5 seconds. After one overtime, Norwood leads 2-1 over the Cougars. Northeastern will kick off to start the second 10-minute overtime. They trail 2-1. If they lose, they call it a season, but they call it a successful season. 1990 Section 7 Class C champions. That banner will hang very nicely with their 1989 CVAC championship banner. So Cougars have had a season to be proud of. It's not over yet. We have 10 minutes left at least. Babby moves it up to Brown. Brown kicked out by Norwood. Kept in. Carry on the ball. Taken away by Babby. Sophomore kicks it up the field. Back to Young. Missed kicks and comes back to get it. Billings on the ball. Young again. Coda kicks it up and shot is wide. Off the head of Sean Hicken. Hicken, a second team All-Star in the NAC. Snow's been falling since halftime, second half began, but still not any accumulation. About 3 inches are forecast, so it could still start turning white before this game is over. Carey looking for Fay or Musso. Firestall with the head. Clock on Norwood's side. About 3 minutes gone in overtime. That's less than 7, we'd say, remaining in the second of 2 10-minute overtime periods. Should the Cougars tie it, they'll go to a couple of 5-minute overtimes. And Van Heusen jumps on it. The Fountain, we have a whistle. I'm sure the entire Cougar team and the coach, Coach John Turkle want to thank Gabrielle Giroux for being a faithful scorekeeper throughout the year. I'm sure it bothered her to miss school today to come down here to Potsdam for this regional game, but she did it. In fact, we overheard the team talking, and they've collected $4,000 for Gabrielle, and they're going to give it to her. So if you're watching this, Gabrielle, if you haven't gotten your $4,000 yet from the team, you will very shortly. Young kicks it up, looking for Fay. It goes out of bounds. White throw in. We'd say no more than 5 left in the overtime. Weyerstall heads it. White throw in. We're going to widen our picture up here and give you that Northeastern lineup one more time. Goalie, Chad Van Heusen. Number 4, Ben Favreau. Number 5, Rob Musso. Number 6, John Babby. Number 7, Craig Shinver. Number 10, Todd LaFountain. Number 11, Jason Filion. Number 8, Joel Matten. Number 12, Marcel Jeanette, or Mark Jeanette, if you prefer. Number 13, Tim Supernaw. 15, Kurt Weyerstall. 16, Jeremy Agor. 17, Corey Duto. 18, James Matten. 19, Mike Fay. 20, Dale Swigert. 21, Scott Favreau. 22, Travis Carey. 23, Andy Brown. 24, Chris Dubuque. And 26 is Eric Young. Coach, of course, John Turkle. So Our congratulations to Northeastern Clinton on a fine 1990 season and, as we said earlier, a fine 1989 season that preceded it. And we're hoping that this is the beginning of a long string of regional appearances by the Cougars in Class C competition. Musso works it up. Cougars haven't had much opportunity this second overtime period. About 3 minutes to go. Norwood has dominated this second overtime period. Headed up by Fay. Over to Swigert. Cougar throw in. Swigert tosses it in. Now we have not sure if they call dangerous play. Fay had the ball under him and just couldn't get his footing, and they may have blown it on a dangerous play since he was laying on the ground playing the ball, but he had little choice. Musso will toss it in. Fay tosses it. Babby keeps it in. Norwood on the attack again. Brown back to get the ball. Young. Defense is up. They've got to do something. They've got to score. Carey will toss it in. Time getting short for the Cougars. Season drawing to an end. Ball comes back. It's going to be a White throw in. Stop the clock. Looks like somebody complained a little too much. Is going to get a yellow card. Illegal use of earmuffs, I guess. And Babby's going to close the season out a little bit early. Agor in for him. Red throw in, Carey. Back to Walker. I think we're about to have the countdown. Eight seconds. And that'll do it. The final score in overtime. Norwood-Norfolk defeats the Northeastern Clinton Central School Cougars in regional competition. A win for the Flyers of Norwood, and the Cougars will have a long bus ride back to Champlain. So Cougar season comes to an end. They're disappointed, but again, it's been a fine year and certainly a season to be proud of. So that's the way it was in New York State regional competition on a snowy, cold Wednesday, November 7th, 1990 at Potsdam State University in beautiful downtown Potsdam.